Today I'm bringing you 3 of your favorite bowl recipes. This is a meal in a bowl. We have a vegan one, a fish one, and a vegetarian one. First up is our vegan one, which is a drunken noodle bowl. Don't worry, there's no alcohol in it. It is delicious noodles in a spicy Asian sauce and topped with one of my favorite ways of preparing tofu, which is a crispy tofu on top. The next bowl is a grilling cheese bowl. There's a special kind of cheese called a grilling cheese. When you grill it, it doesn't completely melt and turn all runny and gooey. It stays relatively firm. It just gets soft and a little bit chewy and delicious. We're putting that on top of some couscous and some delicious vegetables. And the final bowl is our fish bowl. We start with either white or brown rice. Top that with some bok choy, sauteed mushrooms, as well as some roasted red peppers. On top of that is a piece of fish done to perfection. And all of it is smothered in a delicious massaman, little bit spicy, but pretty much mild curry sauce. So let's get cooking and pick which one of those 3 bowls you want to make today for your 1 bowl dinner or lunch. We are going to start by marinating the tofu. You will want to start with 8 ounces of extra firm tofu. Cut the tofu into about 1-inch squares and place it in a bowl. For the marinade, you will want a 1/4 cup of soy sauce. Add juice from the lime to the bowl of soy sauce and lime zest. Add approximately 2 tablespoons of grain dragon or sriracha hot sauce to the bowl. Mix that all together. Pour that over your cubed extra firm tofu. Stir it together, cover it, and then let it set overnight to marinate. While the tofu is marinating, you will also want to soak your rice noodles. I like to use the Thai extra wide rice noodles. You will want 7 ounces. Put them in a large bowl of water and let them just soak overnight. Make sure they're covered in that bowl of water. The next day, when you're ready to make your drunken noodles, start by making the stir-fry sauce. You're going to take a bowl, and into that bowl you'll want to put 2 tablespoons of rice vinegar, 4 tablespoons of vegetable broth, 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup, and 1 tablespoon of sriracha or green dragon sauce. An optional but delicious addition to your stir-fry sauce is umami powder. Umami powder is powdered shiitake, dried shiitake mushrooms. It adds a nice flavor to the noodles. And finally, you're going to want a little ground Thai chili paste. This is spicy, so I usually use a small amount, 1/4 or to 1/2 teaspoon of this is plenty for my spiciness. However, if you like your drunken noodles extra spicy, add extra ground chili paste. Next, you want to go ahead and bake your tofu until it's nice and crispy. The tofu for this recipe is baked until it's extra crispy. Before I add the sesame oil, I like to pat the marinated tofu dry with a paper towel. It helps it make it more crispy when you bake it. You're going to want to coat them with a couple of tablespoons of refined sesame seed oil. Stir that in, and then add 2 tablespoons of your cornstarch. Cornstarch on the outside of the tofu is what makes it extra crispy when you bake it. So drain all of the marinade off of the tofu. I like to save that marinade because if my noodles don't have enough sauce when I stir fry them, I will add some of that marinade from the tofu to the noodles at the end to give it a little extra moisture and a little extra sauce. Put the marinated tofu on a baking pan. I use one that's coated with foil and then sprayed with a non-stick spray. Otherwise, that tofu will stick to your foil and make it difficult to get off. Bake the tofu about 20 to 30 minutes. About halfway through the baking, go ahead and make your stir fry of your drunken noodles. That way, when the tofu is done, your stir fry will be done, everything will be hot and delicious. For the stir fry, you're going to want to heat your wok. I'm using a large cast iron skillet. Once it's nice and hot, add a couple of tablespoons of sesame oil, 3 cloves of diced garlic. Stir them around until they're fragrant. Add a small sliced onion to the mix or to the garlic. Stir that for a bit until the onion is a little bit translucent, about 1 minute. Then go ahead and add your drained flat wide rice noodles. These are still fairly firm when you add them. However, the heat of your wok or your cast iron skillet does nicely soften them up and cook them. Pour your sauce for your stir fry on top of the noodles. Cook and stir until the noodles are a nice consistency. Add 1 cup of chopped Thai basil. Thai basil is delicious because it has that anisette flavor to it. However, sometimes it's difficult to find, so if you can't find it, go ahead and just use regular Italian style basil. Stir the basil in until it's wilted, and your stir fry is now done and ready to eat. Let's assemble it. This particular recipe makes 2 servings of the drunken noodle, so add half of the stir fry to your bowl. Place half of your stir fry on top, and then garnish with a little lime slices and some fresh chopped cilantro. Enjoy your drunken noodles with a can of ice cold beer. After all, the reason they're named drunken noodles, or allegedly the reason they're named drunken noodles, is that they're best enjoyed with ice cold beer. Let's start by making the curry. You're going to want a nice heavy bottom saucepan. Take 3 cans of coconut milk. I like to use full fat coconut milk. You can actually use reduced fat if you want to save on some calories. Put those 3 cans of coconut milk into the heavy bottom saucepan. Turn the burner underneath the saucepan to probably medium. You want to heat up the milk but not scorch it on the bottom. To that, add 1/4 cup of diced onions, 2 tablespoons of grated fresh ginger, 2 tablespoons of diced carrots, and 2 tablespoons of diced celery, 1 4-ounce can of massaman curry paste, 2 tablespoons of brown sugar, 1/2 cup of fresh Thai basil, and 1/2 cup of fresh diced cilantro. The Thai basil has a nice anisette flavor to it. However, the Italian basil in this works just as well. Stir that all together until the solid pieces of the coconut milk are melted, and bring it to a gentle boil. Let it simmer for about 1 hour. This cooks the curry and blends all of the flavors nicely. Go ahead and start your rice cooking and cook the vegetables. Get your frying pan hot and add a tablespoon of refined sesame oil to the pan. Once that pan is hot, add 1 teaspoon of minced garlic to the pan and 1 tablespoon of fresh ginger. Let that cook until the ginger and garlic are fragrant, and then add a cup of finely diced portobello mushrooms, a cup of thinly sliced purple cabbage, and let that cook until the mushrooms are soft and the cabbage is tender. Add your diced bok choy. I used 4 heads of baby bok choy for this recipe. If you can't find baby bok choy, just use regular bok choy. Chop it up into fairly small pieces. You don't want to overcook the bok choy. Once the bok choy is tender, add 4 red roasted bell peppers. That is a lot of peppers if you buy the jarred peppers. I like to roast them myself. Get 4 nice sized red peppers and roast them. And now it is done. You're ready to fry your fish. For your fish, you want to get nice fresh fish fillets of a white, mild, flaky fish. I use grouper fish in this recipe. However, cod works great as well, depending upon what's available. Pat the fish dry with a paper towel and then season it with some Old Bay seasoning and a little salt. If you don't have Old Bay, just use some salt and pepper. That will work fine as well. Once your fish is nicely seasoned, get your frying pan nice and hot as you want to sear the fish. Add a little sesame oil or regular vegetable oil to the frying pan and add the seasoned fish fillets. Fry them until the internal temperature reaches about 145 degrees. You want that nice brown sear on the outside of the fish. Once your fish are fried, it doesn't take very long. Go ahead and assemble your fresh fish curry bowl. I use 3/4 cup of rice. Add 1/4 of the vegetables on top. This recipe makes enough fish curry for 4 people. Add a fried fish fillet and a ladleful, 1 to 2 ladlefuls of your delicious curry sauce. You can be generous with the curry sauce as your curry makes plenty for 4 people. Garnish with a little cilantro and a lime wedge. Serve hot, fresh, and delicious. Enjoy. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed our 3 bowls today. Click the like button, subscribe, and don't forget to sign up for notifications. All of this helps me meet my analytics as well as continue to bring you these great recipes that are healthy for your brain, healthy for your body, and easy on your budget. For more information, go to my website at growwithdrjoanette.com.